Hello everyone friends. This is the second part of the 1999 review, and today it is in issue. Interesting records and real titans of sports. Incredible finds, over 7,000 years old. Strange 90s toys and computer games. Everyone dances to this music, including wild children and small animals. Russia is again in the center of scandals. A new symbol of the whole of France has been chosen, as well as the Oscars and the Cannes Festival. Scientific discoveries, and many other events from around the world. Right now, friends, write any comment under this video. This will greatly help the development of the channel, and also do not forget to put your thumbs up and share the video on social media. Let's start with interesting records. On March 21, 1999, a balloon with 2 pilots on board solemnly landed in the capital of Egypt. Swiss Bertrand Piccard and Englishman Brian Jones, tired, but happy, did not hide their joy. A new world record has been set. For the first time in the history of mankind, a hot air balloon flight was made across all countries and continents. The balloonists flew around the Earth in 20 days or in 478 hours, having covered more than 40,000 kilometers in the sky. The famous work of Jules Verne, 80 Days Around the World, became popular again, but Piccard and Jones significantly improved the record of the heroes of the famous book, Phileas Fogg and his assistant Passepartout. Now you won't surprise anyone with a woman in space. Quite recently, even a movie at the orbital station began to be filmed, and for complete naturalism, the actress Julia Parasold was sent there. Julia did not hide her emotions, delight and surprise, having found herself in zero gravity for the first time. No less surprised was the popular actress's hairstyle, which stood on end on the air. But this is today. It was different in the 90s. On July 23, 1999, the American spacecraft Columbia successfully launched from Cape Canaveral. A crew of 4 astronauts went into space, immediately setting a new record. For the first time in the history of space, the female astronaut Eileen Collins became the commander of the spacecraft. On this day, she stood on a par with Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman astronaut from the USSR, and with her compatriot Sally Ride, the first American to conquer space. Now let's talk about games, movies and music. The main entertainment of children and adults in '99 is the electronic talking toy, Furby. Furby is not a simple primitive robot. He can speak, sing, memorize words, take offense and carry on a conversation. Furby to every home is the main slogan of toy sellers. The cute electronic pussies are the real darlings of families. Fan clubs and chats of happy owners of a modern toy gadget are opening on the World Wide Web. Furby displaces cats, dogs and even parrots, favorite talking birds from the list of the family's favorite pets. Pets unite and embark on the warpath, peck, bite and break Furby in every possible way, thereby showing the owners that such a Furby we do not need it. There is a real boom in the world of computer games. It is not known which game to give the palm to. Gaming platforms and genres compete with each other, but the leaders of the year have already been determined. Among them are 2 great games in the genre of first-person shooter, Quake 3, and Unreal Tournament, which competed on equal terms with each other. Multiplayer modes allowed multiple players to play. Gladiatorial contest, the Quake 3, and the Assault and Capture the Flag in the Unreal Tournament would not let gamers with the first minutes of the game and gave an incredible emotions of the battle with the enemies, which in combination can be coworkers or classmates. In 1999, Sony gaming platform comes the legendary game Medal of Honor. The idea for the game was inspired by Steven Spielberg's famous film, Saving Private Ryan, about the horrors of World War II. The game, Medal of Honor, is just about this period of world history. The main inspirer of the masterpiece is still the same Spielberg. The success of the motion picture prompted the genius director to create a game based on the film. Computer history turned out to be as successful as his film. It has no associations with the heroes of the film, except for the main theme, the Second World War. Various enemies, soldiers and officers, an interesting game plot in which a gamer can try himself as a spy behind enemy lines, a rich selection of weapons. Everything turned out to be on the level, so this game not only went down in the history of the genre, but also gave the green light to other, no less interesting games in the series. Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. A gripping virtual story of the legendary archaeologist Lara Croft. Fans of the game with pleasure overcame all kinds of obstacles with the main character, looked for hidden secrets, outlandish artifacts, and revealed mysterious secrets. Various locations: temples of Poseidon and Isis, palaces of Cleopatra, mysterious caves of Egypt. Danger lurks everywhere, but Lara Croft doesn't care. The wonderful adventure hit became the favorite game of the generation of the 90s, and the film released in 2018 with Angelina Jolie in the title role confirmed the audience's love for the iconic character of the 1999 computer game. Which games do you remember the most from this year? Be sure to write in the comments. Speaking of films, March 21, 1999. Los Angeles. The prestigious Dorothy Chandler Pavilion hosts the 71st Academy Awards. The host of the ceremony, American actress Whoopi Goldberg, announces the best film of the past year. It becomes the film, Shakespeare in Love, by British director John Madden, which tells about the love story of the famous playwright during his work on the play, Romeo and Juliet. Shakespeare in Love breaks all records and wins 7 top Academy Awards at once, including the Best Actress Prize, the Best Supporting Actress Prize, and the Best Original Screenplay Prize. With the overseas prize, everything is clear. But which films will be the winners in Europe? These questions were to be answered by the oldest film forum of the Old World, in a picturesque resort town called Cannes. The 52nd Cannes Film Festival was inaugurated on the 12th of May. What will the fastidious jury of filmmakers pay attention to this year? The Palme d'Or went to the film Rosetta by Belgian directors, the Dardenne brothers. Grand Prix of the festival, by Wright, the French painting, Humanity, by Bruno Dumont. The judges of the Cannes Festival showed the importance of the ordinary life of ordinary people, in this form of art, not a glamorous wrapper, but all its manifestations, human relations, human hopes and destinies. Friends, for us the best rate will be your comments, likes and subscribing to the channel, as well as support by links in the description. Thank you for participating in the development of the channel. Music again excites the souls of fans and opens the hearts of those in love with it. There are 3 leaders in the world charts in 1999. The year passes under the sign of American singer Cher, young Britney Spears, and Mambo No. 5, David Lubega, a musician from Germany, who presented to music lovers a new version of the instrumental melody of Cuban composer Pérez Prado, which he composed back in 1949. Incendiary Latin American Mamba is conquering the world. The whole world is dancing Mamba. Students and housewives, military men and politicians, children and animals are dancing. Mambo No. 5 is one of the most popular and best-selling songs in the world in '99. The American rock band Santana receives the Grammy Award. The 17th album of the musicians with the optimistic title, Supernatural, was recognized as the Album of the Year. In North America, he went platinum and the most successful in the history of the group. The album's overwhelming sales would impress any pop or rock star today. 15 million copies sold in the US alone. Oddly enough, in Russia the popularity of the collective and its leader Carlos Santana was and remains low. Russian music connoisseurs are much dearer to the heart of the work of the singer Jasmine, a native of ancient Derbent, to the world of Sarah Manikinova, who made her debut in Russian show business in 1999 with the song, It Happens. Yes, it happens in life, especially in the context of studying historical events, vivid examples of which we discuss with you on our channel. To world events. New Marianne was elected in France. Marianne is a collective image of the country in the form of a brave, beautiful girl, a symbol of the Free French Republic, the personification of the motto, freedom. Equality. Brotherhood was established in Paris in 1792 during the Great French Revolution. Busts and sculptures of Marianne, and consider freedom-loving France, have become mandatory national symbols and have been located since then in all state institutions, including courts and municipalities. Until 1970, the image of Marianne was collective, and then representatives of the country's cities began to choose the symbol of Free France from the famous, beautiful and talented women of the Fifth Republic. At one time, Marianne was the actresses Brigitte Bardot, Catherine Deneuve and the singer Mireille Mathieu, and in 1999 she became a native of Corsica, the beautiful top model Letitia Casta. Central China, Henan Province. Archaeologists make a sensational discovery during the excavation of a Neolithic settlement. Unique musical instruments of an ancient civilization, flutes made of hollow bird bones with an outlandish ornamentation were discovered. The flutes reach a length of 20 centimeters and are assessed by researchers as perfectly preserved. The objects are estimated to be between 5 and 9,000 years old, but what archaeologists say categorically is that the found flutes are the oldest musical instruments in the history of archaeological finds. On July 1, 1999, for the first time after a 300-year hiatus, a meeting of the Scottish Parliament opened. The history of parliamentarism in proud Scotland goes back to the history of the country in the 13th century. The Scots' wars of liberation against English oppression are beautifully shown in the film Braveheart starring Mel Gibson. In 1707, the Scottish Parliament ceased to exist after the Great Unification of England and Scotland into the Kingdom of Great Britain, but calls for independence were constantly heard after the unification. Freedom-loving sentiments especially intensified in the 60s of the 20th century, after the discovery of oil reserves off the coast of Scotland. And now the historic event has come true. After 300 years, the Scots finally make their own decisions and build their own lives. Russia is again on the front pages of the world. And again in the center of a scandal, this time a corruption one. On August 19, the New York Times comes out with a sensational article. Over 10 kiloamperes billion dollars, a fantastic amount for listening to today, passes through the accounts of an inconspicuous and unknown firm, Lenox, founded by former citizens of the Soviet Union. According to the FBI, this is not entirely clean money laundered. Already on August 27, the U.S. Congress decides to start an investigation into the origin of these funds. The congressmen are participating in heated debates, and the Russiagate scandal flares up in the world, and the image of Russia in the world as a criminal and corrupt country begins to form. High-profile revelations in Russia itself add fuel to the fire. One of the main controversial events of the year, the scandal with the name, "A Man Who Looks Like the Attorney General." This catchphrase appeared with a light hand at the time. The chairman of the all-Russian state television and radio broadcasting company Mikhail Shvedkoy, and instantly became entrenched in the information field of the country. The released hidden video of the erotic pleasures of a man who looks like the Prosecutor General, Yuri Skrytov, with two girls who look like girls, with low social responsibility, is watched by the whole country in the program of Sergei Dorenko. The video is being thrown in at the moment of an important political confrontation between the president and parliament. It's a dirty business, this policy, but interesting, say the pensioners, turn up the sound of their televisions and sit closer to the blue screens. There is still not much bread in the country after the default, but the spectacle is more than enough. December 8, 1999 went down in the history of Russia and Belarus as the date of the signing of the treaty on the creation of the Union State. Russia and Belarus are neighbors and have always been close to each other, so the signing of the agreement was only a matter of time. The stage-by-stage construction of a single economic, customs, cultural and humanitarian space began. Over the past 20 years, the countries have not lost their face and their individuality, the integration processes continue. The main achievement of the treaty was the possibility of free movement of citizens of the two countries throughout the territory of the Union State and the choice of a place of residence, work and study. In the world of science, a discovery again. This time, scientists officially presented to the public the world's largest bacterium with a diameter of almost a centimeter. For this bacterium, a microscope is not needed. Inquisitive lovers of microorganisms could observe it with the naked eye, without any optical instruments. The African bacterium that lives off the coast of Namibia has received the beautiful name, Thiomargarita namibiensis, which in translation sounds like Namibian sulfur pearl. The bacterium got this name because cells contain microscopic granules of sulfur, which refract light and make the cell shine like a pearl. 1999 was the year of the discovery of not only bacteria, but also new species of animals. In total, scientists have described more than 70 species and subspecies of various animals, birds and insects, including the Peruvian chinchilla rat and the Japanese black cat shark. From bacteria and insects to real titans. In the world of boxing, 99 was the year of triumph for the Ukrainian heavyweight boxer Vitaly Klitschko. On June 26, Vitaly defeated Briton Herbie Hyde and became the new world heavyweight champion according to the World Boxing Organization. On November 11, Vitaly Klitschko officially entered the Guinness Book of Records as a heavyweight boxer, the first in history to win 26 knockout fights and spent the shortest time on it. In the same year, British heavyweight, professional boxer Lenox Lewis combined 3 other world boxing titles, defeating the legend of professional boxing, American Evander Holyfield. Boxing fans really wanted to see a crazy boxing match between 2 heavyweight champions, but, unfortunately, the super fight between Klitschko and Lewis did not happen this year. The battle will take place only in 2003, but we will talk about this in the next issues. Let's summarize this issue and outline our plans for the future. Today we remembered about unusual records, excellent films, music, games, sports achievements. Perhaps we learned something new for ourselves. However, this is only the beginning, because our motto is to remember everything, to remember and to tell you. This issue turned out to be not as gloomy as the previous one, although it was positive enough, despite all the horrors of war and political unrest. As for the plans for the next releases, we barely managed to fit the year 1998 into 5 videos. The 99th will be a little more modest and the next, the third part will be the final, after which the time will come for reviews for the 2000th year, together with which we will step into the 21st century. If you liked the issue, do not forget to write comments, put your thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, as well as support us using the links in the description. Thank you and see you soon, friends.